Hello, Internet, and welcome to episode 12. A podcast equipped.
Wow!
That's right. Started with my NPR voice right there. This is Podcast Equipped. As always, I'm your host, Miguel Zarate. And alongside with me is my best friend, John Valencia.
What up, Internet?
Well, John, I think we got a good show for them this week. What have you been gaming on this week, though?
Bloodborne and Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight still got me. Bloodborne, like I said on this podcast, I'm not going to repeat it. I quit already, so let's not talk about it too much. I've been playing Uncharted 3.
Ooh.
Yeah, I just spoiler alert. I just got to the. That's enough time. Boat sinking scene.
Wait, okay.
It's pretty epic. The graphics were great.
I forgot about that scene.
My roommate Sam walked by and she was just like, "Oh my god, what is this game? I've never seen such good graphics before." Like, it's Uncharted. And I'm like, they're making a movie, so you can probably watch it one day. So like, oh, every game should be a movie. And then walked off.
Oh, Sam.
Oh, that's fine. Anyways, so yeah, we got a couple of interesting topics to talk about. First one I want to talk about. Wait, I forgot the intro, didn't I? If you didn't know,
yeah, you did.
This is Podcast Equipped. Every week, me and John come equipped with a bag full of topics from the video game industry and discuss them for your listening pleasure. The first topic we're going to talk about this week, John. They're starting a video game Hall of Fame.
Are you recording?
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Oh my God. Podcast etiquette, John.
It's not my fault. Somebody entered the room.
Podcast etiquette. Jesus. Anyways, as I was saying, John, they are starting a video game Hall of Fame.
Finally.
I'm sure there's been a couple already, but this one is weird. This is from the Strong Museum is what it's called. And their finalists, this is the first one they're having, so it's kind of weird. Some of these finalists baffle me. Mm-hmm. So the finalists are starting with Angry Birds, John. Angry Birds.
Why mobile?
Let me go down the list and then we'll start discussing them. So it's Angry Birds, Doom, FIFA, Legend of Zelda, Minecraft, Oregon Trail, Pac-Man, Pokemon, Pong, The Sims, Sonic, Space Invaders, Super Mario Bros., Tetris, and World of Warcraft.
That's a very vast
It's a very
pick.
unique lineup, to say the least, right?
Yes.
So the criteria that they were trying to meet is icon status,
Mm-hmm.
longevity, geographical reach, and influence. So we'll start from the top, John.
All right.
Angry Birds. Now, we already know how I feel about mobile games.
Yes.
But I cannot deny the success of Angry Birds. It was everywhere for the longest time. I think they were even planning a movie for a while, or I don't know if that movie's still in development or not.
I don't know. I think it was supposed to be CGI, but I haven't heard anything from it yet.
Well, but see, this is the interesting thing, though. One of the criteria was longevity.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Angry Birds kind of has been phased out. I don't know anybody who's still playing Angry Birds. Is there people still playing Angry Birds to this day?
I see people on the bus still play it.
Okay, see, I really don't. I'm really ignorant about this, so I didn't know if that's true or not. But see, it's only been a couple years for that. I don't think it's been long enough. I feel like
No. It's been around since we were in high school, like 2008.
2007.
Yeah.
I feel like it's too early for that to put that in the Hall of Fame. So for me, I'm putting that as a no.
That it shouldn't advance forward.
No. And you? What say you, John?
I don't know. I have played some of the Angry Birds, and it's one of those, okay, we're going to shoot things over. It's more like a destruction game and a strategic game because you have to get everything destroyed, pretty much.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it should be one of the Hall of Fame games on there.
I think eventually it could make it. I think it's too early.
Yeah.
I personally think it's too early. I think we got to get some of these other ones in before that one. And then, so moving on, Doom. I think Doom, absolutely. It changed, it made first-person shooting a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it changed the industry. So I would say Doom, yes.
Yeah, because...
And, you know...
Because like, Doom also, like, was the starting ground for Duke Nukem, too.
Yeah, not only that, but it was like PC, it's what started, I think, PC gaming craze, really. or it was like taking off during that time when the PC games was becoming a big thing.
Yeah, because that was like one of the major games to play on
Yeah.
PC. And then it also got redev or not redev,
Well, I
but
mean, now it's been like re-released on everything.
on everything. But then it also got a facelift too with Doom 3, which is just still Doom 1 with a facelift.
Oh yeah, they're bringing it back too, huh?
Yeah.
So it definitely has the longevity. It definitely has the icon status because it, like I said, it made first-person shooters are huge these days. Look at the Call of Duty series,
Yeah.
and I feel like like I said, every PC gamer has like played it before.
I haven't.
You've played it before.
No, I seriously have not touched
Oh.
Doom yet.
Well, that's weird. Play Doom, John. Even on your Vita, we got it for the Vita.
We had Duke Nukem for the Vita. And I kept getting stuck on the first level.
So I say yes for Doom.
And I vote yes for Doom. But
Okay, good. We agree so far. FIFA. Ugh.
I'm
Sorry,
not sure.
I can't. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I see why it's there. It does millions of sales. Everybody across the world loves soccer, so of course they're gonna play a game about soccer. But this game gets a new release every year.
It's another Madden.
It's another Madden. It just re-release every year, and maybe are they talking about the whole series? I don't know. To me, this is a tough one because I see why, but like I said, I think I'm gonna go back to. It's definitely longevity. I think it's here to stay, and it's fun to play.
I mean,
The influence, I don't think it hasn't really influenced games too much. Because this is a video game Hall of Fame, it's not just what's popular.
mhm.
So to me, it hasn't really changed anything influence-wise on video games. It hasn't had that influence. So I'm gonna have to say no for FIFA for now. I don't think it's gonna be hard for me to say any sports game to get in the Hall of Fame unless it's like a single sports game. Like I think it was like there's some good sports games on the Genesis early, and like they weren't released every year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm trying to I'm actually trying to think of like the ones that were on the Genesis that were sports.
Like standalone games that
Yeah.
are part of the series.
But yeah.
I'll say no to FIFA. Sorry, FIFA.
It's like I'm gonna have to say, oh god, I want to say no, but then I kind of want to say yes because it has the world behind FIFA as well. Play with
Yeah,
people
I
around
mean,
the world.
Yeah, I mean, here in America, we're not big soccer fans, but I feel like FIFA helps us understand the game. I know it did me. Like, I started watching soccer, especially for the World Cups, like starting in like 2009 is really when 2009 is when I really started getting into it. And, and ever since then, soccer has really started to take off in America. And I think a lot of people learned some of the rules from FIFA. I mean, from playing these games. I know I have.
I was like, that's how I learned most of the rules, like the offsides and whatnot.
Yep. So I could see where you're going, but for a video game Hall of Fame for the first try,
Oh, the first try, then probably no.
yeah, for me it's a no, definitely. Sorry. Anyways, moving on. Legend of Zelda.
Ew.
Do we even need to discuss this one?
No.
Miyamoto.
Yes.
Everything about this is a yes. Basically started to where you could travel, do the world wherever you want. You can go anywhere you want.
Start where you want. Do what you want.
You don't have to follow this linear storyline, which I mean, it's not a bad thing if you have a linear storyline, but this is the first game that kind of created the open world. So, I mean, it's a yes.
Yep. It's a definite yes for me.
No, it's a no doubter. This
should be the first one.
If it's not, and some of these other ones make it, it's a crying shame.
I was like, that better make it up there.
Minecraft. Here's a really hard one. A really hard one for me. I know. I'm gonna let you talk, and I'm gonna think for a second.
All right. So Minecraft, for me, it's like a Lego build, but then I got it for Christmas, so I started picking it up. And for me, it's like, I don't know, I think it's more like you could play it with your family, play it with your brother, sister, friends. For me, go on the thing, for like me being like a new player into this, I had like always constantly asking my brothers and sisters for like help, like, okay, what do I do to do this, do this, do this. And for me, it's kind of relaxing to play it. Just run around, build stuff, build your house, run around, do this, run around, do that, play with your friends and whatnot. For me, I could see why it could be in the Hall of Fame for that. Because it's just relaxing. You can team up with friends to build something pretty epic, like a damn iPhone 5, like they did in the PC versions. So I can see why it could be on here on the first go.
For me, as much as I'm not a fan of the game, I'm going to give this one a thumbs up. I'm going to say yes. I think it's reached all the criteria. The sales have, I mean, ever since it's been released, it's been in the top 10 of game sale charts. And I'm not, we're not going by sales, but like you said, everything, like look at the YouTube scene. Look at the creativity that's been built from these worlds, mods and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give this a yes because I think it meets all the criteria. And while I'm not a big fan of it, I can see why it's big as it is. Like you said, it's like a Legos. It's all about the imagination, what the imagination can do.
Yeah, like,
And I don't think we've ever had a game really come in this hot and be such a phenomena that Minecraft is. It's basically Beatles mania, but Minecraft mania.
yeah.
So, never thought I'd compare Minecraft to the Beatles, or whatever. Moving on. Wait. Did you say you were gonna give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Yeah, I said I could see why. So yeah.
Thumbs up from John. Interesting. I'm not a big fan of Minecraft. I don't think I'd ever. If 5 years ago you'd ask me the same question, I'd have been like, hell no. Oregon Trail, John. The Oregon Trail.
The Oregon Trail. That is a definite yes for me. Oh, so much
For me, this is hard though because this is.
It's a learning experience.
How much of it though is nostalgia creeping in, John?
Damn, I didn't see it that way.
Influencing you to want to say yes. I mean, everybody, yes, I'm going to give it, it meets the icon status, meets the longevity, because I think people still want to play it.
Yeah, there's a lot of different...
I honestly don't know if people were playing this outside of America, though, because I remember I'm pretty sure a lot of us played it in elementary school when we had those games, like We're in the Worlds of Carmen San Diego, and all those learning games. And this was, like, the best one, because you could, like, shoot things and...
hunts.
Make your friends die. Get bit by a snake.
Die of dysentery.
Yeah. So I don't know. This one, I could see everything about it. I don't know what its reach is, and I don't know what its influence is, though.
Like, its influence, like, there's a lot of clones.
Like,
there's a lot of clones.
Yeah.
Like, there's Oregon Trail, a zombie one.
I don't know. This is...
That is a tough one now that you mentioned the nostalgia factor.
Because, I mean, all of these are going to bring up, like, a lot of these bring up nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to begrudgingly say no for this one.
Oh.
Sorry, Oregon Trail. You're in my memories, but I don't think you did enough. Maybe next year. But for right now it's a no. No, Scott.
I don't know. I'm kind of torn now. From like you throwing in the nostalgia card. I'm like, oh crap. I don't know now.
Like I said, a lot of these are gonna bring nostalgia though. So I mean, that's not a bad thing. Nostalgia is a really good thing. That goes back to the influence of how it affected our lives, how we remember it.
Mm-hmm.
But did it really do enough for me? Did it really do enough? I mean, this is hard. Like, but I don't know if a lot of people are playing this around the world or still think like. I mean, I still think about Oregon Trail once every year or something.
I'm gonna say yes because there's reboots for this game too. The current reboots too.
But I feel like not a lot of whatever. I feel like not a lot of people are playing those. Maybe for the YouTube scene. But yeah, I'm gonna have to. Like I said, I love Oregon Trail, but nah. All right. Pokemon. Pokemon. This goes back to Minecraft, man. When this thing was released, it was a phenomenon, and it's still going strong today. It makes an RPG fan out of everybody, who then goes on to say they hate
Final Fantasy.
They hate they hate turn-based RPGs. Yet they sit there and play Pokemon all day.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cool. This is a no doubt. This is also a no doubter for me. It's a yes.
A yes for me too.
Just because it has the longevity, it has the reach, it has the influence, the icon status of these games. Now just give us a fucking big RPG on the Wii U or what's the next one called?
Project NX.
Project NX. Give us a open world Pokemon game, Nintendo. You want to make money? Give us that shit.
Make us explore all the regions at once.
Pac-Man.
Ooh.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. Do we even? I don't think we have to discuss. Some of these we're not gonna. We don't have to discuss Pac-Man.
Nope.
Icon, legendary. Everybody knows Pac-Man.
Yep.
Yes, duh. Arcade.
Yep.
Made the arcades huge.
Mm-hmm. Waka,
Pong.
waka, waka,
First, one of the first video games.
That one is a
Absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely. First home console you could get at home was Pong. Essentially, only a Pong player. But millions of people bought these things. So yes, I mean, they were the first home console. So no doubts. The Sims.
I don't know about The Sims. I mean, it's cool that you can control the lives of the siblings from everywhere, but
You gotta remember, this also includes, like, Sim City.
you sure?
Yeah.
Huh.
I think it's the whole series as a whole, like the whole FIFA series.
Okay. Because I enjoyed playing. I used to like before Sims came out. I used to play the crap out of SimCity on the SNES.
Yep. Make all those poor people die. That's what everybody did.
You went in the kitchen. Let's make the individual room until you die.
What do you say, Don? What say you, sir? I mean, this game is a whole
New genre on its
it's a
own.
it created its own genre. So, like I said, this goes back to like what I said about Doom. It changed the game. Role playing, it was like dolls, but playing on a computer.
That's pretty much all it was. Is dolls. Let's play
But
house.
it's fun. It's like I remember when I first played Sims, I was immediately hooked, and I didn't know why. I'd sit there, my Sim would get depressed. I would try to make him happy, could never make him happy. And then he'd just sit there and I'd get stuck because he'd be in gloom mode all the time.
I guess I'm gonna say yes for The Sims. But then I'm saying,
No doubt, yes.
all right,
Sonic the Hedgehog.
yes. I think this is what birthed speedrunning.
I think it did too, and it made Sega a real competitor when it came to the console wars. Before Sonic, and they weren't really much of a competition, but after Sonic, it created a whole new game, and eventually they owned 55% of the market in America, at least.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think that somebody was beating out Nintendo. I mean, it's not crazy today, but Nintendo was getting their ass kicked. Whoa, what was that, Remu? Anyways. Yeah, so it's a yes. See, it's hard. I can't say no to the rest of the list.
No.
Super Mario Bros. Yes.
Yes.
Come on.
No, well, I'm going to say no.
Put the video game industry on its back.
No, I'm going to say no for Super Mario Bros.
No, you're not.
I mean, it could I'm going to let you finish, man. I'm going to let you finish. No, I'm just kidding.
Get down from there. Sorry, guys. It's my kitty cat.
But yeah, Super Mario Bros. I can see. Space Invaders, I can definitely see.
Tetris.
Oh
no.
God, yes, Tetris.
No.
Tetris. Ah, the feels. The Tetris feels is all over on me now.
Tetris is like the most played video game, and it's the only video game that I've paid for like 10 times.
I said that in a damn GameStop interview. I told him, I was like, everyone has Call of Duty, but Tetris, once a Tetris game comes out, there goes my money. I'm just like Call of Duty fanboy, but with Tetris. It's like I'll pour hundreds and hundreds of dollars into Tetris if I could.
The only one that I might say no to, but I probably won't, is World of Warcraft, but I'm going to say yes.
I was like, I think that started all the whole, what's it called, MMO though.
The MMO craze?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I gotta say yes. Well, we went through that list pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
Only the first ones that were baffling to me.
Angry Birds, FIFA, but I know.
FIFA that's just weird that's on the list. I wouldn't, if you came up to me with like, okay, name 10 games that should be in the Video Game Hall of Fame.
I wouldn't have picked FIFA.
FIFA would not even be on my mind at that point.
But you know what Call of
Duty, I think, has more right to be on that list than FIFA.
Yeah, but you know what I didn't see on this list? I didn't see any FPSs or I didn't see any fighter games on here.
Yeah. Or rhythm.
Oh yeah. Let's see what else. What other genres were on here?
There's a lot.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that like Street Fighter didn't make the list or something.
I could see Street Fighter. Maybe nah. Yeah, I'd say Street Fighter over Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, you're right. I would see. That's why I was so confused when I saw Angry Birds and FIFA on this list. I think those are the two that don't belong.
See, if we could switch out Angry Birds with Street Fighter and then FIFA with what? I
There's a
don't
lot
know.
of games that deserve to be on this list.
Let's see what's very iconic back then.
I would say maybe Metroid,
Metro. Oh, yeah.
like because they made that whole Castlevania or sorry Metroidvania series.
Yeah, and then it was
The
also
genre.
the first what's it called heroin in there too.
Like I understand that and you can't like it's hard to pick just like certain amount of games and you can't put everything in the list, but there's just so many iconic games. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Well, anyway, John, that was a good conversation about that.
Yes.
What would you like to see on the Hall of Fame? Leave comments in the section.
Leave comments down below.
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 Anyways, you know what else is below, John, in the ground right now?
What?
Steam to have paid mods.
Oh yes.
So what do you think? Like, you're the PC gamer around here. What would you think about if Steam actually allowed people to pay for mods to get paid for their mods that they built?
To be honest, I think like if they started to do the paid mods, I think like games that were released for Steam, I think that mods would die. To be honest,
Why?
because then you can probably get like a broken mod that's not complete and still pay like probably $4.99 for it, and then
Yeah.
have not the person creating the mod finish it or patch it up or something.
Well, it's like the green light, not the green light section,
The early access.
early access. You know, a lot of people get suckered into paying for those games that never get finished.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they lose out on their money. But I guess you got to understand when you're paying for that. But there's also a couple other concerns that I think could be brought up here. How do you know, one, yeah, quality control. You don't know who's going to be making the... I mean, eventually the good mods, you'll get word of who the good modders are and who the thieves are.
Mm-hmm.
But that'll take a while, and a lot of people lose money on that. And then eventually, how do you know that people aren't stealing other people's work and selling it off as their own?
That's true.
And then a lot of these mods, don't they have to like use like other mods and build upon that mod?
Yeah, like
So you'd have to sell other people's work, or you know, or you'd have to be like, hey, you got to go buy this mod first, and then you got to buy my mod, and that's how it'll work.
yeah, because there's some mods that just change the game's function altogether, and then people base that mod to do other mods on it because it makes it easier to mod or something like that.
Yeah. So I'm kind of glad this didn't happen. Like, I'm kind of glad that Steam put an end to this quickly before somebody like really lost out on some money.
Yeah, because anybody can mod, and I don't think they can keep track of all the people who are modding things and putting them out there.
Plus, I think it's easier if you know somebody does put out a good mod. I'm sure like this happens on other websites like Firefox. It's a free service, but you can like download all their add-ons and then you can tip them if you want, basically. So I think the mod community could do the same thing if they really wanted to. Be like, hey, I'm gonna give this to you for free, but if you want, here's a link where you can like tip me.
Yeah,
I'm sure a lot of them are already doing that.
I could see that happening.
So I'm kind of glad this didn't happen. So
I don't know. Steam in particular has been pretty weird the past couple of weeks.
why?
Especially with they're locking out people who haven't spent more than $5 to unlock like commenting in games, writing review for games, voting for games in the green light section.
Which is weird. That's super weird to me. Like, they've always been this open platform. That's why everybody's gone to them. So why are they doing this like anti-consumer thing right now? I don't get it.
I don't know. They're trying to be secretive with Half-Life 3.
Confirmed or not confirmed? To be confirmed or not to be confirmed? I think it's been pretty much confirmed though, because you remember it was like about a year ago when those pictures got released about all those games they were working on. Somebody was touring through their offices and took a picture.
Left 4 Dead 3!
Yeah, Left 4 Dead 3 was on there, and I think, what's it called, was on there.
Half-Life 3.
Half-Life was on there. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's coming. Who knows when? God knows when.
Yeah.
So yeah. But either way, the split for this thing was like horrible. It was like 90 or like 70-30 or something like that, or 80-20.
Jeez.
So Steam would have took like 80% of that anyways.
That's so bad.
Well, I mean, it's their right, it's their content, but I think it's better that, like I said, I think it's better that this is way it's happening. It just stays free, and then it feels like the platform is just more open.
Mm-hmm.
And people make these things. People would have just started making mods just because they wanted to make money with no passion. So the people who are making mods right now, obviously they're not getting paid for them, so they're making out of passion anyways.
Yeah, it's like an art. I think like modding is like pretty much just it's
An
a
art form.
medium. Yeah, medium in art.
Yeah, of its own. So like I'm just glad Steam got rid of this before it got really bad. Anyways, John, we're gonna actually report on some news on this show.
Oh.
Well, it's not really that big of news,
Okay.
but we need to discuss this month. It's a new month starting. You might hear this on the new month. You might not. Never mind. Tomorrow's we're gonna post this on the 30th, so never mind. Won't be the new month yet, but the next day it will be. And you may be asking yourself, what games am I getting for free this month on my Xbox One or my PS4 or my PS3 or my Vita or whatever?
So or whatever.
So John, I believe we have those things for you.
Yes, we do. So I'm gonna do games for gold.
All right, read them off to me.
For games for, I actually haven't. I don't know. Crap, I didn't actually look up the dates they're being released because I know Xbox does the stupid halfway release for this and halfway release for that.
I'll just read them off.
But anyways, so we got Castle Storm for
Castle Storm.
Castle Storm. I don't even know what platform
That's
it's gonna be.
what's it called? That is a castle defense game.
Okay. We got Mafia 2 and Formula 1
2013.
2013. And you guys get the same game that you guys got last month called Pool Nation FX.
Why?
I don't know.
I'd be pretty angry if I was an Xbox One owner. Like, I pay for this service. Yeah, I get it. You get to play online also with it. But still, I mean, if you're gonna have this thing, do it right. Don't release the same game.
I was like, I wonder why they did it though.
I have no idea. I have no idea why they released them the same game. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. So I think Castle Storm is Xbox One.
Yeah, the top two are Xbox One. The other two are Xbox 360.
Okay. So Mafia 2, Xbox 360, Formula 1 2013, Xbox 360.
Relation FX, Xbox One. And now, for your PS Plus game for the month. Ether 1 for the PS4, which I think is like a first-person puzzle game where you have to cure patients from their craziness or something.
Ew.
Yeah, it sounds good. Sounds good. I wonder what it got for review. I'm going to just check on IGN's review score real quick, see what it got. And I encourage everyone to always read the views and not just go to the number.
Oh, I wonder what...
time for that right now. It got a 7.9.
That's not too bad.
Oh shoot, I closed the window, John.
Oh no.
The PS Plus games are... I'm just joking.
Oh,
You also get Hohokum for the PS3, PS4, and PS Vita. Cross-buy.
Yay! Gotta love that cross-buy.
Love that cross-buy. Which I've been wanting to play Hokum. Not sure what I'm going to think of it. I have no idea what the gameplay is, but I know the music looks cool. Sounds cool, I mean. I've heard the music already.
Mm-hmm.
Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition.
It's a Super Triple Champion Edition?
Yes, sir, it is for the PS4 only.
Okay.
All right, John, no Vitas for you.
Damn.
Where it's best to play, I think. I had so much fun playing Guacamelee on my Vita. But I get to finally play the DLC, which I'm super excited for.
I'm so sad because I got Guacamelee Golden Edition. A week before they announced the Super Turbo Gold Edition for...
Fail.
I was like, are you kidding me?
And then you also get the Unfinished Swan.
Yay.
PS3, PS4, and Vita.
Oh, for Vita?
Yep, for Vita.
Ooh. I've actually been wanting to play that game too. For like
And then finally, your Vita game, Race the Sun, which we also have a Let's Play of up.
Go check it out. I'll leave the link right here.
Yes, you will. PS4, PS3, and PS Vita. And then finally, a really awesome game. I want everybody to go out, play this game. Go buy a Vita if you don't have one. Mutasaki Baby.
Oh, I love Murasaki Baby so
The
much.
art, yeah, the art style was so great. It looks so good on that Vita screen.
And then to have Akira Yakamoto to at least help influence some of the music on there too.
Yep.
Got-
She did one, or they did one track on that, didn't they?
Yeah, they did the end credit song Nico.
That was such a cool game. I don't know. And it's a Vita exclusive. You don't see many of those, and it's just awesome. The game's just great.
It's
The aesthetic.
It's worth the play too because it has. In my opinion, I like the story, even though it's like you kind of interpret what's going on in the story.
Yeah,
There's
but I
like-
like that. That's what makes it fun.
There's like no real dialogue, but it was such a good
You,
game.
you get the gist of the story though.
I love that game so much.
Just looking for her mother. But yeah, those are your games for gold and your PS Plus games. I think they got some good ones on the Xbox 360, but poor Xbox One. I can't condone them giving out the same game.
Yeah, I was like, I honestly don't know why they did that.
So I'm gonna give the edge to Plus.
Plus,
a
gets the
lot of
edge.
cross-buy titles.
Yeah,
You get 4 PS4 games.
for
Ridiculous.
this month.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you're new to the console, 4 PS4 games, and 4 PS3 games, and 4 Vita games.
So go buy that Vita, guys.
You really can't beat that value. So yeah, there you go. These are games for gold. Now, John,
Yes.
you brought up Silent Hill music.
Oh, I did with Akira Yakamoto.
Yes, you did. So then by now you've heard the news, John.
Unfortunately, I have.
Silent Hills is canceled. It's been official. We touched on it before on the other podcast before this, but we weren't sure. Like, we just knew that
Kojima left.
Kojima left and Del Toro said that he wasn't being a part of the project. So we wondered, like, are they working on that without them? Apparently not, because Norman Reedus also confirmed the game's not happening. And then Konami finally came out and said it. It's not happening, John.
I'm actually really disappointed by this. I'm so sad.
Everybody is. If you go on any forum, they were pissed off at Konami.
Like
People
when
just posting Konami, shut Konami down. What are they doing? I'm never giving them my money again. You liar, because you're gonna buy Metal Gear Solid 5.
like honestly, like when you sent me that text, like Silent Hills is no more. I was just like, my heart.
But come on, we saw the writing on the wall when Kojima was leaving.
Yeah.
Then Del Toro was like, it's not happening. So, sorry, John.
Yeah. And then for people who actually still want to get PT, it's no longer on the PS Store as well.
Yep. So if you don't have PT downloaded, which I don't,
And something told me to download it too when I heard
I
the
was
news.
supposed to download it and I just kept putting it off, and then finally the day came, and now I'll never play it again. I'll never experience it again. I'm sure eventually, though, somebody will post it online. But who knows how long that'll take.
They got to convert all the
That's-
controls.
We might never get to experience that again, John.
Man.
That's the only piece of Silent Hills we'll ever get.
hmm
What I want to know is how much money they spent on this, and how much actually into development did they get?
Well, when I was reading some of the things about like Silent Hill updates, they were just barely starting to do like the main story stuff. But they haven't gone anything like into the whole. They were doing most of I think like the side questing or something in it. They haven't done any of like the main story, but I don't know how much they had done.
I wonder if they had any of the world then. That just sucks though. Like I'm not a big horror fan,
hmm
but I was actually generally interested in what this game was going to be after PT. Because PT was such a weird.
Experience.
Yeah, it really was. It was not this video game experience you came to expect from horror games these days. And I gotta admit, the horror games for me at least the horror game genre has gone down in quality for me.
Yeah.
You get so much shovelware on Steam that it's like going to look for a good horror game on there. It just, to me, it's impossible, because you can look at this, and then this game is just somebody chasing you the whole time, and that game is 8-bit, and it's just like, well, it's not really what I'm looking for in my horror games.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like I understand what you're saying. Like there's a lot. Like I seen when I'm going through the Steam's Greenlight page, the majority of those games that are on there are horror oriented, and they all seem pretty much have the same basic concept of each game.
Remember, this goes back to our YouTube converse about games being created just for YouTubers to play.
Hmm.
And I think a lot of these developers who are on Steam are just trying to, okay, we're going to make a horror game and hopefully somebody will play it and it'll become a thing. It'll become a big thing.
That's yeah.
Bad business.
That's a bad business thing right there. I mean,
So that's my problem with the horror genre these days.
see, and then look at Five Nights at Freddy's. Like we said in the last one, like I think if it wasn't for YouTube, it wouldn't become this big ass franchise right now.
Where it's getting a movie.
And a fourth game.
Yeah, so I don't know. So it does disappoint me that this is not coming out because I was genuinely interested in this, and I have never been interested in a Silent Hill game in my life.
Yeah, like just based off like PT alone, I had high hopes for this game
I think
to
this
bring
game
back
had super high.
to like bring back the horror element because Downpour was just atrocious. It was more action oriented more than anything.
And that's where I feel like everything is gone. Same with me, I've said on the podcast, I'm a huge Resi fan. I grew up on Resident Evil 1 and 2, played those games. I guess it was easier to scare me when I was a kid, but they left an impression on me. And then the third one was fun, but it wasn't that scary. And then the fourth one was pretty fucking creepy at points with the monsters and the new graphics, of course.
Yeah.
And then eventually 5 came out, and that was super, which I had a good time with that game, and it told a good, decent story.
But
But
was
then
more
6
action.
came out, and it's like more action, and it was like, where's this? There's no more survival horror in that.
Hmm.
So I don't even consider that a survival horror franchise anymore.
Well, what about Revelations though?
I mean, it's all right, but it's still not. It just doesn't capture my imagination like the old games used to.
Hmm.
And that's why this game was going to be really important to me, because it was going to get me back into that I feel like actually creeped me out a little bit.
Hmm.
Because like some things creeped me out in that PT demo, the fetus and the fucking sink,
Yeah.
all the weird puzzles you have to do.
Like look into the hole to do this.
Yeah, like stupid. But I was hooked on it. And
Yeah.
I did get annoyed after a while because it was too stupid. But I don't think that's what Silent Hills would have turned out to be. That convoluted.
I think it would have been 10 times easier.
I think with Del Toro, they would have told me a good story that would have freaked me out, because it might have been, I don't know. I just had a lot of high hopes for this.
I'm so sad. I'm so sad that it's not going to happen.
Which brings us to our topic of the week, John.
Okay. And
Since we were so hyped for this, if you can make the perfect horror game, what would that be?
ooh, the perfect horror.
So you're talking about how you're disappointed about this because you thought it was going to bring you your expectations. But if this game did come out, or any other game could come out that would meet your expectations of what a horror game should be, what is it?
I think like for me, the best like a good horror game would not heavily rely on jump scares. For me, it's like if I know a jump scare is gonna be like around a corner every single time, or like something's gonna pop out randomly, and that's the whole game of a horror game is just relying on jump scares. It's for me that's not a really good horror game.
Same with me.
I mean, yeah, have the jump scares in it, but like don't have them so heavily on there. Like maybe like 2 here, 3 here, 1 over here, and that's it.
See, this is what I'm going back to about the genre falling off. Like something like Outlast, people were like, "Oh my god, that game is scary. Game's scary." No, it's not. It's just a video game about you getting chased the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah, can get your heart pumping, but that's more from like, I hope I don't get caught, not because if I get caught, it's like the scariest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Because it's not. And I feel like it has, a lot of these games have like you said, a predictability. If you know there's going to be you can tell, the music starts playing, and you're going around that corner. I wonder if there's going to be a jump scare around there.
Yeah.
Like nothing's, it's too calm around here. It's a lot of these games are too predictable these days, and I felt the same thing about Outlast. Like that was predictable, and like it didn't do anything new. It's like it's the game set in an asylum.
Yeah. It's like
how many of those happen? How many of the games are set in mansions or asylums or
The-
you know,
A hospital.
yeah.
There's so many. Yeah, it's so true. Like, I think like I want to say that at least 60% of the damn horror games take place in one of those, or at least make you go to one of those locations.
Yeah. So it's like cliche.
Yeah, it's a big cliche in the horror franchise.
Mm. So a game that I'm super excited about, but I don't know if I should consider this horror or what kind of game is it. But I like that I'm looking forward to is Until Dawn.
Ooh, ooh.
Not, like a lot of people are talking about this, but it's essentially a Walking Dead, but a slasher film Walking Dead.
Yeah,
And
because it's like you can kill you like depending on the choices you make, which I enjoyed, where like you could kill everyone in the damn thing, or make this person die, keep this person alive, or make everyone survive.
yeah, so I don't know. Would you consider that a horror game? Because that's something I'm looking forward to, and I think it's gonna be a fun. What they're not gonna expect. Because what I want to do is I want to live stream it or record it for the channel, but I
Mhm.
want to get a bunch of our friends together and do that, and we all like take turns passing around the controllers, making decisions, or vote on it or whatever. But uh, see, I'm more looking forward to that. But I don't know if that's gonna scare me or not.
I mean,
I think it could.
I mean, I think it scared like when I was playing it, it kind of scared me because of the whole like, oh crap, the killer's chasing me, and then you have to make those decisions like on the point, what she's gonna do, what's gonna happen. So I don't know. I think like the stress factor here like plays a huge role in this game to try to make it scary, and then you also have the jump scares on if you chose to explore your surroundings.
And I do like that it isn't unpredictable, or because you can make millions of decisions and see different results.
Yeah.
So that excites me.
Um,
But I don't know if I can consider it a horror game.
I don't. I think more it could be like a thriller game. Like like that genre doesn't exist, but still like there's thriller movies that have you on suspense, and I
Yeah.
think like this game can do that for you because I was like in suspense, like oh crap, like it built up your adrenaline pretty much, like trying to avoid the killer as much as possible, and then at the end of the whole sequence, like don't move the controller, and you're just kind of like shaking the controller slightly.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can consider that horror now. Like I said, it's all about like the soundtrack, the stress factor, and like how fast you can make your choices in the game.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but so like I said, not too much predictability. I'm not a big horror fan. I don't know what to say. I want some good enemies. You know, I really do. I want something that's gonna freak me out. That's not cliche though.
Have you played Dead Space?
No.
So you need to play Dead Space because I don't know. I think you might enjoy it, but like I said, with you, it's hard to freaking scare you with like movies and games.
Yeah, I see. That's what I want to go into. Also, realism. I want something real. Like, I don't know. Like, I would say the last thing to ever scare me, legitimately, was the first Paranormal Activity movie.
Mm.
That's it presented it as something that could be real, as something that any old person could go through. It didn't have like these crazy effects like all these other horror movies do, or games either. It just two people like living their lives. This is gonna happen. Shit's gonna go down. Ghosts can happen. I don't know.
And then there was really like no soundtrack to that movie.
There
Either.
was though. The little banging stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then it's like every time it went, like I said, night whatever. The whole theater. I remember the whole theater was just like, oh shit again.
And then something like Fatal Frame.
Oh god.
I know you haven't played those games, but something like that
I actually started playing it again.
is fucking scary.
I was like, that's like one of the horror games I'm actually afraid to play right now.
It's like stupid scary. It's like you go around taking these pictures and
then
what's gonna pop up.
And then what I hate about the game is that you literally have like the closer the enemy gets, the more powerful the camera is.
Yeah.
So you're pretty much just staring at this thing and hoping it doesn't attack you first and take a picture. And then what also like creeps me out is like I'm so used to like running in horror games. This one just you walk
Exactly.
everywhere.
That was like that's something you would do in real life. You wouldn't run around this dark place. That's what I'm talking about. Realism. I want real.
Yeah, because like Fatal Frame, like that, like I bought the first one on your recommendation, and I kind of don't even want to touch it because of how fucking creepy that game is. I think that's a really good horror game. Like
Yeah,
if they can make
and it's
quality,
also based in reality. It's based on real stories.
yeah, and it didn't help that I actually did my research and looked up the story too, and then played the game.
Exactly. So what about you, John? I'm like I said, not a horror fan, so I'm more interested on what makes a good horror game for you.
For
Because
me,
you'll probably be more in line with more of the fan base than I will.
like the soundtrack has to be on point. Like Akira Yakamoto, like with him, he makes like these freaking like I have majority of the Silent Hill soundtracks all on my computer, on my phone, and it's like you have these subtle moments, like these subtle songs that are like, okay, cool, I can listen to this at work, and then you guys just got this creepy, dark, industrial soundtracks that are just like, okay, this is kind of creepy. Like I freak myself out sometimes when I'm walking home at night, and they'll start playing. I'm just like, okay, this is kind of creepy, and so like for me, soundtrack is the number one thing that to get me on to get the horror game started.
So leading on that, so it's like you got to build the right world, right?
Yeah.
Like you got to put. It's all about set pieces. Same thing as movies. You got to put the monsters in the right spot, put the music going at the right time. Create this that's why Silent Hill was creepy. It was just in like a normal town with fog.
Hmm.
It could be you could just stumble upon this. We could be driving down the highway, be like, oh, we need gas. Let's stop by this town. What is it called? Oh, it's called Silent Hills. Well, that doesn't sound that cool. Whatever. It's a weird little. It's probably a sleepy little town.
Covered in fog. See,
Yeah.
and then like what you said with monster placement, like Silent Hill 2, like I played Origins first, and then started playing 2 because I couldn't find 1 anywhere. So I played 2, and what creeped me out was like, okay, I know this town, what it can hold now. But like what creeped me out was that there's monsters underneath cars and they come like dashing towards you, and that's fucking scared the shit out of me when I first encountered that. So I would say like probably like I said, not heavily relying on jump scares because that's like probably the only time that you've seen it. And once you saw the first one, it kind of made you scared. It kind of made you afraid of go near the cars. But then like you go to the first stage, beat it, and then you go back outside, kind of avoiding the cars, but it doesn't happen. And then it kind of lets your guard down, and then it does it again.
Yeah.
Like Silent Hill, like for me, like that's why I loved it so much because it didn't heavily rely on jump scares. It just relied so much on the creep factor.
Well, I want more than creepy. I kind of like what's like some games that like profile you, play upon your fear. Like I feel like we're getting more to that. Like I feel like not so much with the. I know some Silent Hill games did that, and some other games that did that. But I feel like with technology where we're at now, I feel like they can make a comprehensive test where you can take it, and then it'll play upon those fears or something.
I see
Like
what you're
where do you
saying.
think we go with Morpheus with horror games
Ooh.
or like yeah any of those?
See, like I know Oculus or the Oculus Rift has some good horror games on there. Like I seen like some of the gameplay. Like it looks pretty decent. Like it has you walking around like this damn haunted like dark ass room, and then something's kind of like chasing you. Things are like getting thrown at you like right into the camera's face. I can see where that goes, but like something with the Morpheus, I don't know. Like I know people are freaked out about bugs. So
Yeah.
like have like one constantly like crawling over the.
Imagine being thrown into a bed of bugs or something, like
Ooh,
in game, and that's all you see around you.
God.
Like that that play, or like something like me. Like I'm not like afraid of heights where I can't get on like roller coasters and stuff because I love fucking roller coasters. But something like the Ferris wheel scares the shit out of me because I'm made to sit there and look down the whole time while I'm not moving. It's like I'm just sitting on this thing. So that scared the shit out of me. Like just looking down right there. And so if something pulled me up and I just had to look, like if I'm playing Morpheus or something, like I just hear wind blowing and I'm having to like look down and I'm barely being held on by something.
Ooh. Like
That'd be scaring to me. So like
something that plays like I see what you're getting now. Like something to play
yeah,
off
so
your fears.
it all for me. It always comes back to realism because as you know, I'm like I've said it. I'm not. I can't get scared. I don't know what it is about movies these days that can't scare me. Games that can't scare me. Even like people like somebody will hide in my house and try and jump at me. I'll just be like, hey.
God, we tried to do that so many times.
And I just don't respond to it, and I don't know why, and it pisses me off because I kind of do want to enjoy these, but I can't.
Yeah.
And so that's why I said if it's based in realism, something that I could get lost into, then I will be able to do it. That's why storyline is important for me because if it's a good story, if it's telling me a good story, then I'll get lost into it. whether it's ridiculous or not. So it needs to have one of those two or both, storyline or realism for me. It has to have the great storyline or I'm not going to probably respond to it.
See, okay, so with the realism, I think like the closest game I can probably get to realism is probably Condemned: Criminal Origins. I think that's probably the closest I can get to a survival horror game with you. Because because it's like you're investigating like these crimes set by this person, you're pursuing this person, but then you're also like in this dark environment, going through these places, trying to like do these crime scenes, trying to solve what the hell's going on.
Well, maybe we should let's play that for the channel one of these days.
I need to get a damn what's it called?
What?
Game capture card, because it's on. I have it for the 360.
Oh, a 360 game. Interesting. That's a random game to have on the 360. Or was it only on the 360?
No, I think it was on PS3. I actually don't remember.
Alright. So...
See, and then I don't know. But like with Alan Wake, that was a good one, because you would always have to use your light, and then to weaken the enemy, and then shoot the enemy to kill him.
That had a different mechanic.
Yeah, it had a different mechanic that I enjoyed.
No, because we've been through this. That was stolen from Luigi's Mansion.
Oh yeah. Wait, I thought I don't know. Did we say that in the last podcast?
The creepiest things in video games are just something that's not supposed to be there. Like that fucking girl in Pokemon. Randomly being there and no explanations ever given. What the fuck? That's creepy. Like, you don't expect it. Like, the creepiest thing in video games to me aren't even from horror games.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, like, what, like, some of the creepy things in games that weren't from horror games.
There's quite a few. I can't think of it.
Well, I think, like, the thing that creeped me out when I was a kid was the damn the never-ending stair from Mario.
Why?
That creeped me out so much as a kid. Like, I would go up it, and then I'd get scared and, like, run back down.
And there's everywhere.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's what we think about a good horror game for us. What would you think a good horror game would look like? Or are you excited for any horror games coming up, like Until Dawn? If you do, leave a comment below. Anyways, John, that's been episode 12 of the podcast Equips.
Yeah.
Anyways, you can follow us on Twitter, him at tagless02, me at mig_az. Also follow him on YouTube at tagless02. And like, subscribe, leave a comment, blah, blah, blah. Subscribe to Equip Gaming. Come back every Thursday for Podcast Equip. Come back every Saturday for a Let's Play from John.
Woo!
Come back every Monday from a Let's Play from me. And Wednesdays is We Play Wednesdays.
Hell yeah. Check out the one we played.
All, John?
Yes. Check out the one we played yesterday where we do a coming out simulator.
Whoa. You're not supposed to plug that timeline, John, in podcast, because what if they just listen to the episode podcast like years later?
Well, they could, I don't know.
Exactly. That's why you don't do it.
Well, they could check it out whenever they feel like it.
That's why you put it in the description.
Oh, fine then.
Anyways, that's been us for Podcast Equip. Thank you for listening. As always, come back for the news or whatever. Just talk with us. Have a good one. Bye, internets.
We'll see you later.